Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Old Man Rambles. I remember growing up, I always liked computers. I mean, I grew up watching science fiction. I grew up watching all the old science fiction shows, Star Trek, Lost in Space, Space 1999, even the old Flash Gordon serials that they would show during Pledge Week on PBS. Did I mention Battlestar, the original Battlestar Galactica? I can't remember if I did or not. But, then Star Wars and stuff like that, although not so much there. But like in all these shows, computers played a very big part. And there are all these great, stores of, storehouses of information. You could get answers to any question you had. Um, and then computers started, become stronger for doing more than just math and storage of information. Video games came around, computer graphics came around, special effects started to be done with computers. All this really cool stuff started to happen with computers. They got smaller. They no longer needed to be the size of this room to do simple math and play chess. They got smaller and smaller. They could fit on a desktop. I remember my freshman year in high school, the math department had a single computer. It was the only computer in the school. And they had this one clunky computer with a tiny little screen that me and the other nerds would just cluster around hoping to get a turn for it. And then my sophomore year, they actually got 3 new computers and they had a computer class, which I promptly signed up for. I learned how to do some, basic coding, writing programs. I was never very good at it, as you can tell by my complete and total lack of editing in my videos. But I loved computers. I loved the things that people could do with them. I had friends who were better at programming than I was, and I just marveled at the things they could make these things do. And of course, video games became more and more omnipresent in our lives, and not just nerds like me. They eventually started making games that even my wife would like, even though they're the simple little pick 3 stuff, and computers started to become part of our lives. When was it? Late 90s, I think. I got a job where I was actually working with a computer full time. I had a job doing inventory control for a company, and obviously all the data entry was done on computer. And even warehouse jobs, you had to enter your numbers in the computer. What did you pick? What orders did you pick? What inventory did you move? That sort of thing. And somewhere around late 90s, I think, 97, 98, something like that, I bought our first home computer. I mean, I bought myself a Commodore 64 back when I was in high school. I spent like $300 to buy this cheap little crappy desktop computer that didn't come with a monitor. I had to hook up to a cheap secondhand television that I also bought with my hard to save money. But yeah, I bought a personal computer for the family, a small little gateway computer. And I've really enjoyed working with computers. The ease at which certain things that I used to have to do, but I took accounting classes. I used to have to do accounting by hand, and man, you can do with an Excel spreadsheet and a pivot table what would have taken me hours to do by hand in accounting class. So yeah, I have, for the most part, for a good chunk of my life, loved computers and what they could do. I found, I found a community of people in chat rooms, the old chat rooms and message boards, if people still remember those, the old forums and things like that. Forums for the video games like Diablo 2 and 3, and chat rooms for webcomics like PvP Online. The old Formopolis guys, which some of the people I still keep in touch with. I'm still friends with them on social media, even though I've never met them in real life. I found communities with using computers, and it was awesome. Some of that has changed in recent years, because those are the days before the algorithm came into our lives. Man, the algorithm sucks. How it tries to force feed you everything from the slightest whisper you make. Um, as an example, about a week or two ago, I had to do some. Was looking up for something for work. I was looking up a trucking company trying to determine what routes they had. You know, if we wanted to ship something coast to coast, could they cover the distance? Would they go, you know, from one coast to the other? What was the range of their shipping? Um, and since then, I've been getting constant advertisements for this trucking company. Hey, would you like to drive for this trucking company? We're awesome to work for. It's like, no. And that happens every time I wind up doing some research. You know, I need to look at the phone number. I need to get my car work done, so I look up the phone number for the garage. There's a garage near the office that I use because they give us a discount. So I looked up the phone number, and for 2 solid weeks, I got nothing but advertisements fed to me about this company. It's like, I am fairly fortunate in that the phone that I have is a work-related phone. They do a pretty good job of having software installed that prevents a lot of this third-party spyware. Not 100% because, like I said, I looked up something for work. But you know, I know people who've said, they've gotten advertisements through their phone because they were near something, and their phone spied on them for a third-party, spy, algorithm software. Um, just in case that happens, though, every once in a while, I will pick up my phone and say murder into it. I do it, a couple times a week, just in case someone's spying on me. I want to mess with them, because that's the kind of guy I am. But yeah, my love of computers is definitely on the wane. I mean, they're everywhere, and in ways that they don't need to be. During I think it was 2020 or 2021, there was an automobile shortage. Not because there was a shortage of automobiles, but because there was a shortage of computer chips that people install into the cars to make them do things. It's like, why do we need computer chips in our car? There is so much electronic crap in our cars that is unnecessary. Does it need to tell me that the car in front of me is too close? Like, no. I mean, since having that happen, since they put those chips in cars, has the number of car accidents significantly decreased? Not really. Not enough to justify the massive amounts of computer chips we have in cars. I don't need the car to tell me that the left tire is low. I can see that when I get out of the car. They're in refrigerators. Why is there computer chip in my refrigerator? Well, there's not. I have a 30-year-old refrigerator. But everyone I know who's bought a new refrigerator has computer chips in it. Why? It's a damn refrigerator. There are computer chips in stoves. Why? Just, it's too much. I was always eager for the future as a child. I always wanted all this cool futuristic stuff to happen. And now that it's here, it's become useless. It's just in so many unnecessary things. There is so much unnecessary crap involved with computers nowadays that it's just so frustrating. It's just, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, I do not love computers nearly as much as I used to, just because they're so damn annoying now. I'm not gonna stop using it. I still spend all my time on this stupid thing, playing video games and watching YouTube videos. Why are people? Why are people like this? Why are computers like this? Because people are like this. Because someone wants to feed this shit to us. So that's my rant about why I don't love computers as much as I used to anymore. Good hunting.